Hello and welcome everybody to the land of the Monster Mile. We are live here in Dover, Delaware for some Vigilante racing action. 200 laps around this concrete jungle of absolute calamity. Who's going to walk out on top? Man, only time will decide that. I am joined up here in the booth by Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. You kind of surprised me with that. I was checking to make sure that that you were right about that. I thought this was advertised for 150 miles, but it looks like we're going to get some bonus racing in. It'll be 200 miles on a 1 mile track, I should say. Adam, this thing is freaking abrasive. We know that it eats up tires like crazy, so he's going to be busy down there in the pits watching these guys come in for tires.
That he is, and he's talking about the man on pit road. That's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, it's hot down here. It's 102 on the track, so you know that's going to help with those tires. 13 incident points, you are DQ'd, so keep that in mind. 1 fast repair, 60% fuel, and here's the kicker: 6 sets of tires. So there is a limit on tires. You know, they're going to wear them down, and I bet they use every single set they have out here tonight. A little different racing. This thing kind of reminds me of like a giant Bristol. You know, it's got some pretty high bank. They can get pretty fast, but if you don't practice this or run this track, you're going to see some guys fly by you here.
And that you will, as we take a look at today's racing info. Nice, bright, sunshiny weather, so things shouldn't be too bad. We'll watch that track temp. It might get a little hotter than what it is right now, which could cause a problem for these drivers, but right now it's not too bad. And that brings us to tonight's key to the race, and that is put on your best dancing shoes and find your rhythm. These short tracks, it all comes down to being able to hit your marks time and time again and finding that rhythm.
This is a huge rhythm track. I'll even add to that. Get your rhythm down, but also you need to start recognizing when to back up your lift and braking points, because the tires aren't going to last long. You're going to start burning them up a lot quicker than a lot of our pavement tracks. This is a very abrasive concrete surface. So, yeah, get in your rhythm, and then have secondary on your mind. Hey, can I push it a little harder here? Do I need to back my lift and braking points up? Because you're going to need to.
That they will. As qualifying finishes up here, they kind of moved the session up on us without us really paying attention, but we were here and ready, so we weren't able to watch any of the qualifying efforts here, but we still do have tonight's starting grid. So let's go ahead down and see who is where. We got Timothy Pope winning pole position. You also have the 2-2-1 of John Ellis continuing his hot streak. He's going to be starting here in second. The 254, Dale Adamson's going to be starting here in third, with the 07 Jack the Ripper Dixon in fourth. The 55 of Ricky Wittenberg starting here in fifth, with the 01 of Kelly Keel starting us in sixth. Got the 37 of Dustin Really in seventh, with the 33 Jess Fought starting in eighth. Justin French in that 202 machine is going to be starting here in ninth, with the 3 of Austin Paul rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
The number 7 truck of Russ Kilgore will start in 11th, and to his outside, Chandler Paul in the 72. The 51 of Mike Adamson starting in 13th, and outside of him, John Herzig in the 14. George Rincon will be wheeling that number 28 today. He'll be starting in 15th place. And the 753 of Jeremiah Burke, good to see him back out on the track. He'll be starting in 16th place. Rolling off 17th will be Jeffrey Ottinger in the 214. Russ Endicott in the 257 truck. A couple of rookies here starting side by side. He'll be in 18th. The 29 truck of Dave Hot Rod Mabry will be starting in 19th. And on his outside, on row 10, completing our top 20, the 4 of Deion Jones.
Okay, you got Jeffrey Green, the 15 truck 21st. Michael Everidge, number 82, he'll be 22nd. Jablonski in the 17th will be 23rd. Jeff Snyder will be 24th. And then after that, Jonathan Osborne, and it looks like Eric Klafka, Albert Anderson, and Josh Bittner were all given the EOL because of last week's podium finishes, so they'll be back in the back. So that's something here. They have to start in the back, and it kind of messes up the field, but it kind of makes it a little bit more even, doesn't it?
That's right.
That it does, and man, it makes the job tough, especially at these tracks. I know we mentioned it when these guys went over to Daytona. It really didn't make that much of a difference there, but man, this is definitely a track where starting position can make some really big differences.
I seem to remember us talking about Pope, how if he stayed out of the top three,
yeah, I remember that.
Look where he's starting at. I might have been onto something there as they add another parade lap here to get the EOLs done, get everybody lined up where they need to be.
Yeah, what about getting into pit road here? That looks a little dangerous. Is that going to be an issue if we're green flagging it at all?
Yeah, I think it will be. This is one of those kind of few pit roads you'll see on the NASCAR circuit where you got to drop down to that apron well before, really going into the corner, or definitely before you actually see pit road, as that entrance is right there on the corner. A lot of tracks like Charlotte or Kansas or something like that, you can basically stay out on the racing surface until just about the last second. But here, man, we're gonna see guys having to communicate, saying, "Hey, I'm coming down, so just don't sit right behind me."
Yeah, the entrance is not even halfway through turn 4, so yeah, you got to be thinking about it on the back stretch and make sure you get down to that apron coming into 3 there to try to make a safe pit entry. What's the pit speed limit there? 35 miles an hour. My God.
You're going to have to dial it back, but we're about to crank it up.
As that we are, as the pace truck is making that dive down into pit lane. So as these drivers come out of turn number 4, Timothy Pope and John Ellis starting us off side by side. Green flag is up and right in the middle of the camera action here as we go green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Dover. Side by side, down and running into turns 1 and 2. Very fast action as John Ellis just sliding in behind here. Timothy Pope up at the front. Looks like everyone able to get a fairly clean start. Really no drama happening there as our leaders starting to find that rhythm early here, trying to find their line and get to where they want to run. You can see Kelly Keel running up to the back of the 254 right now, trying to figure out a way around him. You also have Jack the Ripper Dixon able to get right around Ricky Wittenberg there, steal that 5th spot away, and Ricky looks like he's doing pretty well sitting in 6th right now.
Yeah, not trying to press their luck or anything just yet, just trying to get kind of single file if they can. Find who they're running with here. We've got some Omega guys running together here throughout the field, so a lot of the teammates look like they'll find each other, maybe help each other out a little bit. It's not a draft track, obviously, but you can still do a little bit of helping one another out there.
Yeah, but not like those big tracks like you're talking about. I don't know. I guess pit strategy, that's where y'all would do some teamwork maybe, and if there comes down to it, some blocking, a little blocking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Stuff like that. So
Giving your guy a way down, it's easier to pass somebody if you got 2 guys working together. You know that your buddy's going to help you out.
As we got a battle here for 2nd. Currently, the 221 of Ellis is able to hold off the 254 of Adamson. I think that outside line is just keeping enough momentum up to stay in front of him there. So I think passing, especially when these tires go, you want to be on that high line as these things kind of run out of groove and whatnot. But that's one of those things we just have to wait and see, is how these drivers adapt to long runs and things like that. As here comes Adamson looking to the outside of Ellis now.
I like these kind of tracks where you got kind of a different passing strategy. The outside line is definitely the place to be if you want to pass here.
Oh, as the 221 is able to get a run here, he's looking to take the lead away from Timothy Pope as Kelly Keel and Jack Dixon try to slide up on through. Looks like Ellis will take that spot, and Kelly Keel will just follow that hole right on through, so he moves up into second here with Dale Adamson finding his way around and into third. So this might be a gameplay here from Pope just to maybe save those tires just a little bit more.
Thank you so much to Rick Rue Racing for joining us over on YouTube. Looking for some stuff to report for Rue News. Appreciate you being here. Earl Evans saying, "What's up, Triple A's?" He's pulling for Pope tonight. He's got to work today, so he's got to watch. He's got to watch it. Can't race in it tonight. And thanks for joining us, guys. Angry Indian 89 saying, "Let's go racing" over there on the Twitch stream.
I want his job. If I can watch this thing while I'm at work, that's not a bad gig, man.
Yeah.
So glad he's out here watching. Wished he could be out here racing.
Well,
Kind of single filing a little bit. There are a few little battles. Mike Average is kind of inching his way forward in the 82 truck, he's made a couple passes here. But I think these guys are just kind of learning how these trucks are working out and how this tire wear is going to affect them as this hot track, man. That's going to play into it as well.
As one of the guys that's got some real life experience on these shorter racing tracks, that's the 2 of Albert Anderson. He's looking to charge up through this field after that competitive EOL that he had here to start this race. Currently up into that top 20 right now, and definitely looking to keep on climbing here.
Eric Klafka joined him back there in the back. He's up 8 spots. Good to see the 88 having another pretty strong run here early.
Yeah, he was too good last week. He has to fight his way up to the front this week.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to do it.
Oh, the contact between the 37 and the 202. Looked like everybody held on to it right there.
Yeah, they're not fighting yet, huh?
Dustin French and Dustin Reilly talking about it on the radio a little bit. They got to be careful because you mentioned it earlier about the incident limit. Those of you who are unfamiliar with how iRacing works, when you make contact with another driver or with the wall, you're assigned incident points. And you only get 13 incident points here before you're DQ'd. You'll usually get 1 for hitting the wall. If you hit another driver, it's usually, 4? A 2X or a 4X. If that driver hits somebody else because you hit them, that's going to just keep tallying them up. So you got to be careful here.
And you hit a wall, I mean, that's going to be 1 or 2. It just depends on how hard you hit it. So they can add up quickly, if you're not watching yourself. And I think that's why some of these guys might be driving a little bit conservative here.
Absolutely.
As we're starting this thing off. We're only 14, 15 laps into 200. Average keeps slapping the wall. I'd like to see what he has as incident. He's really pushing.
Man, you got Dale Adamson running up into the wall. He ends up checking up that outside line for a second, but Timothy Pope and Jess Vaught able to find their way around. So Jess Vaught now up into third. That got dicey real quick.
That's some great evasive maneuvering from several of these guys. Ricky Whitberg tried to stick his nose in there, but wisely lifted as the 254 of Adamson was not going to give him an inch down there on the low line.
Speaking of Ricky Wittenberg, let's talk about D&D Race Graphics real quick. Check that out. He does all the paints for a lot of these guys. D&D Race Graphics with an X. I think the Facebook on that?
Yes, sir.
English? And then the Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee. Look up at that, Ricky Wittenberg. He can help you get a home, sell a home, buy a home, wherever you are in the country. He can at least get the ball rolling and get the best person to help you out if you're not in Johnson City. So, Ricky Wittenberg, Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee.
His phone number is 423-444-0454 as the 254 gets spun. Dale Adamson, it's like he caught a little action in the fender. We're staying green here.
As we were watching that, we saw the 82 of Mike Everidge kind of get stuck up into that outside wall. As behind it, Dale here, you had, I believe that's John Herdzik in the 14 get outside into that wall. So these guys, they're getting a taste of what this concrete track really feels like here tonight.
Hot concrete, and the tires are just getting destroyed probably. And I think if you're not paying attention to your lifting point or brake point, they may even break here. You could end up in the wall quickly. So yeah, we're starting to see some of that stuff come to fruition. And we don't have iRacing cautions, we have admin cautions here, so that's kind of a good thing in my opinion.
Russell Endicott on Facebook saying, the 257, that's my dad, let's go. So Russ Endicott's son, I believe, yes. Russ Endicott's son out there cheering for him. You gotta love iRacing, how it brings, families cheering for each other and stuff. I really enjoy that aspect of it. And here you got the team concept as well.
That's the best part.
Puts big pressure on Justin French here at the Miller Light truck. He wants around. He's going to try everything he can to get around the 202.
As Jeff Snyder and Albert Anderson are both in the pits right now. Looks like Albert just coming back out.
Uh-oh. Kind of early for that.
He's some laps down now. I wonder what happened. We can't catch everything out here. Looks like Herdzik is having issues in the 14 car truck. He's getting passed quite a bit.
Well, he did snag that outside wall, so I wonder if that's what happened to Anderson. He's, might have snagged that outside wall and messed up his steering just a good little bit, and that, man, that can really throw you off your game here if you got to overcompensate with some steering. You definitely don't want to take your fast repair too early, but at the same time, especially this early on into the race, I mean, just an eighth of the way in, man, you don't want to be in that struggle bus here for that long.
Yeah, Rob Green joining us over on YouTube saying, let's go lap traffic. Well, for the 14, I believe, John Herdzik.
Yeah, there's some like Anderson, Albert Anderson, America's drivers tearing through the field because he's got those fresh tires. And you're watching him. He's kind of trying to get around everybody. Quite a bit of stuff happening as they go into 3.
As you also got the 7 of Russ Kilgore trying to make up some time here. He's a few laps down. He's kind of caught in this little glob of cars going around the racetrack right now. That's got, Eric Klafka, George Rincon, Dale Adamson, Josh Bittner, all involved in that. Same thing with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne. And, I mean, all these guys still in that top 20, almost top 15 range. So, they're definitely fighting for something out there.
Really and Klafka going at it here. It's pretty close quarters racing there, as it looks like Klafka's going to complete the pass. Got a little bit close there for a second.
Jonathan Osborne is trying to sneak his way in. He's currently 17th, but he's got a gaggle of cars he's trying to get through. Kind of following Bittner's lead here in the 15th position.
Bittner had to lift a little bit, otherwise he was going to slide up the track into the 37, it looked like, but he's still able to make the pass.
As we got some action going on up at the front, you got Jess Vaught, Kelly Keel, and Ricky Wittenberg, yep, all fighting over a third place spot here.
They're fighting all over the track. George Rincon is getting past here. He must be running out a little bit of tires or conserving them. We know he's real smart with working that truck. So there's a game to be played, and I think he's playing it.
There it is as Kelly Keel gets passed by Ricky Wittenberg there, moving up into 4th with Kelly moving back down into 5th. You got Dale Adamson trying to make up for some of the things that he had go wrong for him, trying to claw his way back up through this field, back on that bumper of the 37. Dustin really get back up into towards that top 10 a little bit more. You also got Jonathan Osborne. Man, he is making moves. I think he's found his little bit of rhythm here, trying to get around a lot of these guys.
So if these guys had 100% fuel, they'd be pitting on tires. Let's be honest with ourselves here. But since they're running 60% fuel, it introduces the possibility of having a little bit of extra strategy go on, because you've got two factors now that you have to worry about. So these guys could try to make that whole fuel run on that 60% of a tank and baby those tires. We might see some guys do that and make a whole fuel run here, as it looks like we got Russ Endicott in the pit.
Well, he might have just got tired of those tires, man. To be honest with you, they got to be just hurting out there. Adamson's in the wall, 254. He held it, thankfully.
Well, they've lost a solid second and a half off the times they were running at the beginning of this race. You can see the difference there between the 82 and the 2 as the 82 gets up into the outside wall.
Well, look at the 28 and the 254 just kind of going at it, and right in front of him is Dustin Reilly in the 37 truck. Quite a little battle here, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, you also
see this much contact, Alan. I think we're going to see some guys hit that incident limit tonight.
Yeah, we just might, as we just watched Mike Adamson drive past Ricky Wittenberg there, as well as Kelly Keel. You got Jack the Ripper Dixon trying to hang on to the pace that these guys are setting. Same thing with Jeremiah Burke, who is up 7 spots, coming off fresh off his suspension from last week at Homestead. So maybe that week off made him a little bit more hungry here. As looks like we're starting to really get people coming down and in. Mike Adamson coming in. Same thing with Jeremiah Burke. Oh no, we had somebody hit those barrels. I think that was John Ellis.
Oh man.
Looks like they made it through there. Man, it's tough getting down in there. I didn't know if we'd see this green flag pit stops, but
he did
we
have
are.
to tow.
He did. Wow. So let's take a quick replay of what happened there. Coming down, just couldn't slow down and make that turn. And we were talking about it early. That is a tough turn, and he had to get the tow truck to pull him out of those barrels. So heartbreak there for John Ellis, who is looking really strong here tonight.
Yeah, the Natty Light Black Rifle coffee machine is going to be a little bit dinged up in the front end. Got to use a fast repair, I'm sure.
Natty Light and Black Rifle coffee. That seems like the best combo in the world.
One's for in the evening and one's for in the morning.
Why don't they come up with a combo? Just mix that thing and put it in the store, like a Loco Yoko, whatever those things are, the Ford Loco. Yeah, upper and a downer.
Kelly Keel and Jack the Ripper Dixon side by side behind Deion Jones here. And it looks like that's going to make the difference for Keel, as he's going to have to lift and go down and follow the 07 of Dixon around before Deion Jones.
As at a track like this, normally we'll see, like if a driver is a tenth of a second off, all the way up to, 8/10, it's really not that big of a deal. But you start getting half a second behind here, man, you're almost half a straightaway behind somebody, and you really don't want to lose that momentum.
And we got some more takers coming down onto pit road. Some of the big ones.
Here comes the leader, Tim Pope. He's on the apron. He's going to try to get this thing down into pit road.
That he will, as Ricky Wittenberg's now going to inherit that lead with Jack Dixon and Austin Paul behind him. Same thing with Josh Bittner, Jonathan Osborne, and Chandler Paul all staying out here. Not coming in quite yet.
It's a busy pit road down here, guys. A lot of stuff happening, and it's still going round and round, man. Green flag racing.
That we are. We are expecting a competition yellow right around lap 102, 3, 4, 5, right around that area. So we'll have at least one yellow to restack everything here with these guys, as we're quickly approaching that quarter of the way through this race mark. Boy, that's a quick 50 laps in just about 20 minutes. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's flying by because you got, low 20-second laps here. Ricky Whitberg running into some lap traffic here. Michael Everidge in the 82 Kentucky machine there.
But is the lap traffic and the cold tires versus the old tires, is that going to be an issue here? We're going to have to watch that.
Well, you already got some guys look like they're getting a lap back by going around Ricky.
Jablonski is in the grass, number 17. Nobody's around him, but he's in the grass.
And he's able to use some of that apron there, and I think that might have been a situation of him coming out of pit road and getting a little too much onto the go-go pedal and went right on around.
Ricky having a hard time getting down. He had cars below him, but he's finally coming in. He'll complete the pit cycle.
It's starting to get dicey out there, is it not?
Yeah, he couldn't get down.
Yeah. Tight. There's a lot of trucks out here on this track, man. There's only 1 mile.
Yeah, that there is, as our current leader is going to be, I think it's going to end up being Jeremiah Burke. He's still got another lap to make up. I think under green flag, you're going 2 laps down for your pit stops here, so you got to be right on top of your game. As looks like Jeremiah Burke will take that lead this time by.
Breaking news, Mike Everidge manually disconnected. I don't know if he had too many incident points or too much damage, but looks like he's done for the night.
Man.
And this is definitely one of those tracks. But if you don't have it, 200 laps could be a really long night for you. A lot of these guys, they're in it for fun. Obviously, you want to get out there and compete, but for fun is like the biggest part of this. And if you're not having fun, I don't blame them.
But Everidge didn't hit the limit. He came in the pits, parked in an empty box, and then he towed, and then he disconnected.
He hit the wall several times. You just, sometimes it's not your track, it's not your night. You feel like you're in people's way. I've been there. But, 200 laps is a long time to keep your concentration. So, this is a more technical of a track. I would consider it.
Absolutely.
So you
and
have
that
to hit
rhythm
your marks.
And that rhythm gets tiring, doesn't it, Adam? You're concentrating so hard, and then you've got cars around you, slow cars, fast cars.
Right. And those things are upsetting your rhythm too. It's not.
It's a distraction.
This one really isn't you versus the track. It's you versus the track versus all the traffic out there. So it's very difficult on a track like this to make 200 laps.
Dividing your attention between so many things. It's very taxing on your mind.
That it is, as Justin French is right at the tail end of this top 5 little pack going on, 5, 6, and 7th. He's got Jack Dixon and Eric Klafke right in front of him, trying to figure out his best way around some of these guys. He also got Josh Bittner making up a ton of ground with Jonathan Osborne. Both of those guys starting kind of way back there in the back, now up into that top 10 after those first rounds of pit stops. Jeremiah Burke still, 5 plus, almost 6 seconds clear of Jess Vaught currently, who's back down in second with Timothy Pope just about a half second behind him. And then you got a little old gap before you really get to a gaggle of cars, which is big contact
on the front stretch. That should bring out a caution, no doubt.
Oh yes, Jeff Snyder in that 999 truck goes for a ride on his lid, and that will bring out the first caution of the night.
14 and the 3 also involved.
Yeah,
big damage on 14.
Let's see what happened there.
Let's see, I think it might have started with
no.
Oh, the 999. Man, he was really slow coming off of turn number 4. The 15 coming with a full head of steam. I think he was just surprised at how quickly he caught up, gets into him, and that sent that 999 for a ride on that lid. It looked like maybe the.
Wow.
I think Snyder might have in the 999 saw people coming in on his high side and his low side. He didn't really know where to go.
Just trying to get out of the way, maybe.
Yeah.
That's where that's where green was going.
Yeah. Oh, because he just got destroyed too after the end of that thing. So.
Yeah. Watch here as that 999 heads on up. Oh man, I believe he ends up snagging. I think was that the 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Of John Herdzik. Oh man, John Herdzik having some bad luck there. I think his truck was toast, and he ended up having to tow.
And the 3 ended up hitting the 14 as the 14 came back down the track after that contact.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there where the 999 has been. I think he was driving with his rear view, looked, and he knew he was slow. He needed to get out of the way. Maybe he picked the lesser of two evils and went low. Still caused major contact, major incident.
Oh man, I think the 202 of Justin French also got a little piece of that action. Yeah, he did, just snagging some meat off of that nose. So first caution of the night here. And, looks like most people are probably going to stay out as they recently just pitted.
I think Austin Paul blew up. I think he's trying to make it around. I'm not sure he's going to make it. He's rolling doing about 30 miles an hour. Oh, no, he's got power still. He's down on power. Wait for somebody to pass him, maybe.
Yeah, that could be it as well. As we have this quick little break in the action, we got to shout out to our sponsors once again, and that's D&D Racing Graphics, proud sponsor of VRL since day number 1. That is Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. You can go check him out on Trading Paints and on Facebook, as he does some great work with painting these trucks and all the other cars. Basically anything that has a pretty flat surface, he has done a paint for it, and everything looks really, really good. A+ quality work. Same thing with his real life business of the Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Go ahead and give him a call at 423-444-0454 to get yourself a good quality realtor, whether that's in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across the United States. He's even got contacts somewhere out there in Alaska. So if you need to buy or sell your house and are looking for a realtor, go give Ricky Wittenberg a contact over there.
Jack Dixon says it's a crazy view from the 07 on that last incident. I guess from the 07's cockpit, it looked pretty interesting. That was a wild wreck for a short track like this. Cars flipping up or trucks flipping upside down.
It almost looked super speedway like.
Yeah.
Almost, as we're taking a ride here with that 07 Jack the Ripper Dixon, being able to split the gap just, oh man, as that 14 was getting stuck on that outside. As we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here, everything getting all set up 2x2x2 here again. Jeremiah Burke up at the front with Jess Vaught right beside him as the lights on that pace car are off. So we'll get back to green flag racing here in just a second.
Yeah, good job on the camera work here. That was beautiful. Pace truck is down.
That it is. So back to green flag racing we go. You got that 01 of Kelly Keel all over that back bumper of the 753. He's not going to let him spin those tires on the restart. He's going no matter what. As we go back, green flag is out. Down into turn number 1 and 2 we go. Man, great restart there for Jeremiah Burke. Might have been leaning on Kelly Keel's bumper just a little bit to aid in that get up and go that truck really needed. So the first top 3 drivers, Burke, Vaught, and Keel, off without a hitch, as Jack the Ripper Dixon in the 88 of Klafka having a little bit of battle here. He's also got that 202 of Justin French lurking in wait, waiting for his opportunity to make a move here.
Yeah, and don't look now, but right behind him, you got the 81 of Osborne. And Ricky Whittenberg in the 55 Omega machine coming up right behind them.
Yeah, but Osborne's up 22 spots.
He's moving.
As Vought's able to clear Jeremiah Burke pretty easily there. As you say, you had Osborne and Wittenberg having a little bit of a battle there. I think Josh Bittner just trying to leave a little space just in case things get a little crazy there, but he's got to be careful. He's got Dale Adamson all over his back bumper, hoping that he doesn't make a mistake here. As here comes Jack the Ripper Dixon up past Jeremiah Burke here, trying to take over second.
Adam Strom joining us over on the YouTube, saying, I'm just here for watching some great racing, good broadcasting, and enjoying some cold beers. So appreciate it, Adam. Always good to have you.
I think we could get along with that guy. I think I like all those.
He's all right guy.
Man, there's some good battle on the front stretch there.
Yeah, wow. You're not kidding. You got the 88, the 202, the 254, and the 81 all side by side here. 2 rows deep, almost snagging that outside wall for those outside trucks of the 202 and the 254. But it looks like everyone's able to make it through okay, as Kelly Keel's now trying to maybe get around that 753 of Jeremiah Burke on the inside. Jeremiah Burke kind of running that middle to high line through these corners. I think he was running that to save tires before that yellow came out, and he was doing pretty good. But now that the action has caught back up to him here, he might be struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, they're stacking up. You don't want to see that much side-by-side action that close together on a short track.
Yeah, you do.
Like this.
I do. I want to see this kind of action. This is really good here. The 254, 88, Klafka, and Kelly Keel, all these guys.
Oh, man, as Kelly Keel a little wiggly there, and you had Dale Adamson making sure they didn't have any contact. Ended up going out and scraping that outside wall. Looks like it really didn't hurt him too bad there, but he's able to dive down in front of the 01.
Oh, they're over there fighting. They're letting Jess Vaught and Jack Dixon kind of just have fun out front and drive away from them.
And you ain't kidding. This is a gaggle and a half happening behind those 2 leaders of Vaught and Dixon. Jack Dixon, one of those guys that, man, he's got some talent, just hasn't had really the results that he's been looking for. But, tonight could be one of those nights where that changes as this field continues to tick laps away. Lap 64 out of 200 here at Dover.
Still a long ways to go.
Yeah, these guys,
Still
3
pretty
through,
patient.
yeah, 3 through 11. I mean, they're driving it like they stole it. It's amazing to watch.
I'm seeing some guys there. Yeah, they're trying to drive around some other trucks and stuff, but I don't see a lot of high risk stuff. Not a whole lot of guys doing bump and runs or anything. It's been pretty tame.
Not yet, but
out in the middle of the pack.
I mean, in the top 12, it's pretty interesting. I'll give them that.
Not only that, but you can see here, Dale Adamson finally was able to get clear of that group behind Jeremiah Burke, and he's really put on a gap. He's about a second and a half in the matter of 2, maybe 3 laps. So you guys might be seeing a little thing here of clean air, and that's what you really, really need. And, it always helps to be able to see what's in front of you out that windshield, not have, a big old bumper in your face.
Oh, big time. Yeah, that your view is so obstructed by, the shape of these trucks, and you're just staring at a tailgate and a spoiler. It really does help if you can kind of peek towards the inside and see when the turn's coming up. Andrew Hansley joining us on Facebook saying, hey guys, I'm a little bit late tonight, it looks like. It's all right, man. We're glad you made it.
We got quite a few laps to go, so settle in.
Grab you a cold drink, or 2 or 3 or 4. This is a long one.
And it is, as Ricky Wittenberg and Eric Klafka, now Josh Bittner, find their ways around that 753 at Jeremiah Burke. And you can looking out that back window of what Ricky Wittenberg is seeing, and man, that is just a pack of hungry wolves sitting waiting and just ready to pounce, just waiting for that wounded animal just to show up.
I like his picture. Looks like Brewster, doesn't he? Brewster Baker.
Brewster. Oh, Brewster Baker. Six-pack. Probably one of the greatest racing movies of all time. These younger generations.
Whoa.
Check that out. Yeah, he went low, didn't he? Go in the pit.
F53 was pitting, and he had a ton of trucks right on his back end. That was close.
It was extremely close as everyone was able to squeeze right on by. So Jeremiah Burke, the first one to come down into the pits here for pit stop number 2. You also got now a little battle here between Kelly Keel, George Rincon. George trying to find his way around that 01 of Keel.
Yeah, he's been trying that for a few laps to no avail. Oh, the 72, Chan the man, kind of got up in his quarter panel there for a second.
He's also
Chandler Paul. Whew.
Hey, he's also got that 7 of Russ Kilgore, who's still quite a few laps down, trying to make up some time here as he's looking to try to move up through this field. He's one of those guys waiting for a bunch of cautions, just hoping he gets a lucky dog a few times.
Sounds like Hot Rod Mabry's coming down. We saw a bunch of guys pit at what, lap 35, 36. So you're going to see pretty much everybody.
Ooh, I think the 33 of Vaught might be the next one to come down. He is. So Dale Adamson taking the lead for the first time here tonight. He had really used up some speed there to catch up to our buddy Jess Vaught there, and Jack Dixon able to get around them without too much of a fight. So Dale Adamson going to lead some laps here. Still got a fight between Rincon, Chandler Paul, and Kelly Keel all the way back here, still in that top 10, but all fighting for a good spot.
Yeah, it's just really good racing back here. I'm telling you, it's fun to watch.
Kelly Keel coming down, looks like. Well, here's the great advantage of having admin thrown cautions. You have to have at least a couple of trucks involved in some before they'll throw it. They're not going to throw it for a single car spin. So that part of it's great. The part that the drivers are going to struggle with is you're not going to have quite as many cautions. So if you go a lap or 2 or 3 down, it's going to be really, really difficult to get those laps back because you're not having as many cautions. We got a wreck.
Pope, 728, just went into the... Wow. Somebody came down on the 728 of Pope, it looked like. Off the wall. And,
Chan the man.
Yeah,
Chandler
awesome.
Paul.
Chandler Paul, yep.
And let's take a closer look at what happened here. You had Chandler Paul coming down that front straightaway. Oh, both trucks just kind of meeting together there. And
I can't say that Paul was coming down. It was just...
Both trucks went to the same spot.
Yeah, they were trying to park it in the same spot, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I wouldn't call any fault on that, it didn't look like.
That I couldn't blame anyone for that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I can't
man.
see it away there.
Yeah, that 7 of Russ Kilgore just squeaked by. Same thing
Yeah.
with... I'm trying to see who that purple truck was.
We got about 3 or 4 purple ones down there.
What I thought. Trying to find his name. There he is. There's Dustin. As we good God, I have way too many buttons. As Dustin really also just avoids absolute calamity as well.
Chad McCabe, thanks for joining us over on the Facebook stream. Saying, let's get it, number 37. Well, you just saw it right there, Chad. 37, that's a pretty close call.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, boy. That 7 of Russ Kilgore, man. Sign that guy up for some reflex Olympics there. Able to dive down into a way. So we go back live. We had a round of pit stops happening here. Because not everybody had actually started their complete cycle here. So that was a pretty good time for some of these guys.
Yeah, it was good timing. But, man, and speaking of good timing, anybody out there watching, we're giving stuff away if you become the super fan of the race tonight. So keep commenting, posting, sharing, liking, all that stuff, because you could actually win some money watching this stuff and commenting tonight. And glad to have everyone out there watching and stuff.
So it looks like Jablonski coming in for his pit now with Austin Paul. Just about everybody else pitted the last lap.
Yeah, and this is one of those tough times. Right in the middle of those green flag pit stops, yeah, quite a few people get stuck, a lap down. Like Jess Vaught looks like he'll be able to get his lap back here, but he's going to be kind of behind the 8-ball a little bit and have to crawl his way back up through this field after the wave around.
Well, there's a certain amount of luck that goes into this. I mean, if you got a wreck going on in front of you or something like that, and we've seen that quite a bit tonight, guys able to avoid some accidents. But just like the game of Yahtzee, you got a certain amount of luck goes into it here as well.
It's just like shooting dice in Waco on a Saturday night. You never know. Probably going to roll snake eyes. Well, Brown, what do you think so far? I'm actually pretty impressed with what's been going on out here.
Yeah, so far it's been
short track.
It's been really good. It's been one of those things where, a track like this or Dover or Martinsville or something like that, you really can't hide if you're really struggling out here. And yeah, we've seen some people snag the outside wall and had a couple of cautions here and whatnot, but otherwise it's been really good. We've seen some clean, hard racing going on up here at the front all race long. Had multiple lead changes. We've now got Ricky Wittenberg out there in the lead with that 254. Dale Adamson, who's also joining us out here on Twitch, saying that he's looking good tonight, and man, I couldn't agree more. He's looking very good here tonight. Been able to claw his way back up through this field after snagging the outside wall a couple times, but yeah, man, there's really nowhere to hide here, especially if a big incident happens. And thankfully, I think the biggest thing that we've seen was, 3 trucks maybe getting involved.
Yeah, and you do have that one fast repair to try to solve your issue, but there's only one, so you better save it, when you need it. I think I've seen a great race so far, as that pace truck comes down, Brown. We start heading into that Geico restart zone for you.
Yeah, that it does. So getting back up to speed, only about 20 laps away from that competition. Yellow green flag racing here once again from Dover, side by side. Ricky Wittenberg, Dale Adamson up here at the front. They go. You had Jack the Ripper Dixon right there, as well as, man, Dale Adamson on that really fresh stuff, able to get out to that lead really, really quickly, building up that momentum on the high line and flinging himself right around Wittenberg. Same thing with Dixon and Klafka. So Ricky Wittenberg, a little struggle here off of that restart.
Yeah, and the 214's a couple of laps down, so he was not going to fight these guys. He was going to stay up high and out of the way. Good job of Jeffrey to stay out of danger there.
Something interesting, too. We started at 102 degrees track temperature. We're down to 88, so...
Oh, wow.
Hopefully that
cloud cover. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. John Herzig swinging way low on the front stretch there. Not sure what he saw. He saw something he didn't like, and he made a hard left turn all the way down to the apron.
As Jack the Ripper Dixon runs fastest lap of the race so far at 22.9. So he's looking really fast here tonight, the resident Canadian.
Smoking lap there, man. Oh, 3 wide over here. That's not going to work. 72 kind of got a little wiggly. He was 3 wide with the 55 and the 2.
Everyone able to kind of figure that one out as the 753 gets a little bit of a body check there, I think, from Josh Bittner as things roll on through turns 3 and 4, heading down the back straightaway and across the line. Bittner, one of those guys, starting in the back, trying to fight his way on through after picking up the win last week. But man, that 55, I don't know if he's planning on maybe staying out at the competition yellow and trying to save some tire sets or what, as Jack the Ripper Dixon gets around that 254 of Dale Adamson. Eric Claffa is able to catch right back on up to his back bumper as well. Same thing with Jonathan Osborne, who's been very patient here, but at the same time making all the right moves and catching right on up to the front of this field.
That just speaks to the talent of some of these guys that week in, week out, they're just great performers. The 88 and the 81 are a couple of those guys that we don't talk about them all the time, especially the 88, but a lot of talent in these cats. They're showing it off tonight.
Yeah, they are, man. There's these guys are racing, and I think as we progress, we're just going to see more and more of this just kind of pushing the limit. Ooh, it looked like we had a block for the lead.
Ooh, man, getting a little dicey up there at the front. Dale Adamson trying to find his way around that 07 of Dixon with Eric Klafka, man. A lot of big-time pressure coming out of this front little group here. And, I mean, Jack Dixon looking for his first win. Dale Adamson looking for his first win. I think Eric Klafka is also looking for his first win.
07 of Jack Dixon, no doubt, in my mind, blocked Dale Adamson there. A little early for that, but hey, I'm all for it. Maybe it'll make somebody angry.
Justin Davidson over there on the YouTube stream saying, go number 81, Jonathan Osborne. So Osborne's definitely got a fan out there tonight, besides Ashley and the usual suspects out there. Thank you, Justin, for joining us.
Ooh.
And White KTV Dale saying, I'm looking good tonight. I think that's Dale Adamson. He must have found time to chat with us on.
Yeah, we had a caution. These guys could do it all. This is a great battle up front here, Brown. What do you think?
Man, it's been getting tight. We saw there Dale Adamson made a really late move, one that Jack Dixon could not block. He just couldn't quite get it done, and as he was trying to shuffle back up in a line, yeah, I thought he was going to maybe snag that back quarter panel just a little bit and tell Jack, hey, I'm still around here, buddy, as he's now looking towards the outside, as Jack Dixon maybe trying to squeeze him up towards that outside wall. He's able to slow down that run just a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting real racy right there for the top spot.
Well, they're racing for money, man.
Well, that's a fact. Dale Adamson wants this thing, as they're going to be coming up on lap traffic real soon.
Yeah, that they are. They're also coming up on that competition yellow here, and call it 6 or so laps before that window starts to open up. Oh, almost a hard snag on that outside wall for Adamson, who's been running that outside line to get back around Jack Dixon, and he does, as Justin French, Timothy Pope, and Jonathan Osborne continue to trade positions back here, fighting for, a top 5, top 4 position.
It's been vicious up here watching Dixon and Adamson. I love this. These guys are just going after each other.
It has been really, really impressive to watch these guys fight, as Adamson now is going to have to battle a little bit of lap traffic.
Pete McGowan joined us once again over on YouTube, saying, let's go Bittner. Gained a whole lot of spots so far. Yes, he has. And Connie Goodman saying, let's go Osborne. So Osborne Nation is out there.
That they are, as the field makes their way around that lap truck there, trying to put in his laps. That's a 14 of John Herzig trying his best to get some time and some laps back, but really struggling out there, especially now on maybe not the freshest of tires. You got Jonathan Osborne falling off of pace really quickly there. I think he might have made a little mistake, almost snagged that outside wall, as Timothy Pope gets around him, and he's now able to get around that 14 of Herzig.
Deion Jones a little bit slow with the 07 and the 88 coming up behind him. He went up high to let him around, but he looks like he scraped the wall just a little bit. Now Pope's coming up on him now.
As we got Russ Kilgore and the 999 of Jeff Snyder coming down into the pit road maybe trying to time this competition yellow out a little bit so they can get some laps back without needing to come down during that caution.
Ron Dixon joining us on Facebook saying Wing Night ran a little bit late. Keep it clean, guys, and keep it straight, 07.
Oh, Wing Night. Is that when they get the 50-cent wings? And there's like dollar beers and all that stuff? I need to head over there with him.
I'm going to take a plane north. I believe he's in Alberta or something.
Well, I mean, I've never been there, but if they're selling wings for 50 cents, you can't get that around here now.
As we're just crossed the halfway mark, Dale Adamson has a little bit of a lead over Jack the Ripper Dixon here, with Eric Klafka very close in tail. We're going to be coming up on that window here just a second for that competition yellow, and man, it's looking really good for Dale Adamson to be up here towards the front for that second half of the race.
How happy will these guys be to get that competition caution?
Oh, man, they get to breathe for a minute.
Slow it down a little bit. Think, use your brain, because there's still a super long way to go, and you're gonna have to think your way through the end of this one, because especially if you're running at a top 10, there's any of these guys on the lead lap are gonna be able to win this thing. I can tell you that.
Hey, here's what Ron said on the wing deal. He said 90-cent wings and $5 pints.
That's a little high. Is that Canadian prices?
Yeah, that's Canadian. So you got to think of the exchange rate. So it's probably pretty
I don't know how to do that math.
I don't know.
But that sounds high. But I mean, I'd hang out with him. I like wings and cold ones. There's your caution, bro.
There it is. Competition caution is out. So Dale Adamson. Yeah, not that we're officially doing stage winners. Win stage number 1.
Well, whew, I gotta take a breath. Now all I'm thinking about is wings and beer. And you gotta remember the inflation's going on. Brandon put us on this inflation thing, so you gotta worry about that with your wings and beer. Well, it might be about right, huh?
Let's see. $1 Canadian is 79 cents for us. So if you do that, let's do that.
You're in Louisiana. You use your slide rule.
I can do it.
Okay, everybody's coming down a pit road here. That's probably a smart idea.
Y'all call that.
That probably is, as the 254 leads the charge here, coming down this pit lane. I had a couple people already down there, as the 15 and a few other guys who are laps down, looking to maybe stay out just a little bit longer here. Very surprising to see Ricky Wittenberg come on down. I think he might have done a fuel-only stop the last time, and that's why he struggled so much to get to this point on that kind of second half of the run. Dale Adamson very clean into his box. Same thing with that 728 of Timothy Pope. Both having pretty good pit boxes here up towards the front of this pit road.
All right, I got the conversion for you. You ready, Adam?
I think I'm
so that's
ready.
71-cent wings and $3.95 pints.
It's still high for me. It's high.
It's draft beer, though.
It's doable, though. I'll hang out.
Yeah,
I'll drink. I'll do. Yeah. Are they buffalo? What kind of wings are your favorite? I mean, I like them
might have the
hot.
big wings up there. We got big birds up in Kent.
Well, I mean, why are they bigger there?
Canada's big. I don't know, man. I'm running out of
They got
material.
the biggest. They got the big chickens. I love it.
Well, that's
I love
something you'd have to ask. What's our buddy up at Hudson Lake that has the chicken farm now?
Oh, Joe Archer.
Joe Archer. He'd be able to answer that for you.
Another cycle of guys come down in the pit stops. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad this pit stop's brought to us by Big Canada Chickens.
Great stops there for Adamson, Dixon, Klafka, Pope, Osborne, French, George Rincon, Austin, Paul, and Jess Vaught, all basically staying right where they came in at. So no big mistakes there as we continue to just get around this kind of halfway point here in the race. Let's see who's out there still. I think Hot Rod Mayberry is currently still out there, maybe looking to try to get a wave around. So how about we take a quick little chat with old Hot Rod here, as he's currently about midway in this pack as we're midway through this race. So I gotta find his name.
I can get him.
All right.
Hey,
Hey,
Dave, it's the guys up at the booth, man. You got us?
Hey,
hey, man, we're watching you here. You're about halfway through this pack as we just crossed halfway in this race. It looks like it's been a pretty tough one out there. That outside wall is really catching a little bit of action.
yeah. Are you guys talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. Oh yeah. I only touched it once. I'm hanging in there. I'm hoping right now I get a wave around, so I go back to the yeah, I got it. Now I'm back on the. Hey, you guys need to do me a favor, man, and pray for a caution right now.
we can do that.
I need that. If I get a caution, then I can pit and be up with everybody.
Well, just don't be the cause of it or be a victim of it. You'll
Exactly,
be
man.
good.
I'm right behind America's driver right now.
Oh, we love that. Well,
I like
it sounds like you're.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just said it sounds like you're busy here.
Oh yeah, I got to give a shout out to my daughters Emily and Hallie, and let's see, Scott Schumann, Bill Swecker. Let's see who else. John Watts, my favorite escort officer, and that's about it, man. I don't got many fans.
That's enough. Hey, good luck to you the rest of the way. We're about to crank it back up.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
Man, that got intense.
Got to hear from old Hot Rod there as Pace Truck peels back off down into pit lane. Green flag racing here for the second half of this race. Just under 100 laps to go to claim a winner here at Dover. Dale Adamson with a great restart there with Jack Dixon on the outside, able to get a little bit of space there, so Jack falling back into line. You had Eric Klafka do the same thing as well. Timothy Pope dealing with a little bit of a charge here from Jonathan Osborne, but Jonathan Osborne just falling back a little bit, so that position goes to Timothy Pope. Justin French looking very strong up here at the front, as well as a little beating and banging action happening behind them. You got the 33 of Jess Vaught. You had the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg there as well, looking to make up some ground up through this field.
Earl Evans says he works at a chemical plant. They make adhesive right now. That's what they're doing right now for sticky notes. So if you use sticky notes, Earl Evans is he's at the plant. He works.
Who doesn't use sticky notes? I got some right here as my notes for the race. So
He gets to sit in the control room for most of the day, so he gets to kill a little bit of his time watching racing. So
that's good. Good deal.
As we
I
watch,
didn't know we made anything in America anymore. That's awesome to hear. I'm happy.
so we watched that 202 of Justin French and Jonathan Osborne go side by side. You had the 3 of Austin Paul have a slat back there, have a big checkup, trying to crawl his way back up through this field, as Dale Adamson continues to dominate here up at the front, trying to continue to build that gap between himself and Jack Dixon. Eric Klafka doing a pretty good job holding off Timothy Pope, as well as that 28. George Rincon looking to try to make some moves on the outside line as well.
yeah, Austin Paul and 28. Oh, you got several trucks back here that feel like they're faster than the trucks in front of them, but when they try to make a pass, they can't really make anything happen. 33 of Jeff's fault. That Skull 33 Gant machine out there trying to make something happen and trying to pass the 28.
Yep. Josh Bittner's right behind him
Man.
trying to do the same.
Close contact between the 3 and the 28. 33 is going to make it 3 wide here. I don't think that's going to work.
Ooh, not quite, and I think everybody checked up at the same time out of that one, thinking, I don't think we're going to make it out alive.
That was a close one. Dave Hot Rod Mabry almost got his wish right there.
He may, the way this thing is looking right now, he may get one more caution out of this thing.
As
Ron Dick, go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, as the fight between 4th through 13th continues to roll on here, big line and wad of trucks. You got Jonathan Osborne now looking to the inside of Timothy Pope, trying to cruise his way up into this top 4, and it looks like he will be able to get that position. And Justin French is going to follow him through and try to take that position as well. Same thing with the 28 of George Rincon.
Getting kind of racy.
Bidner just passed the 33 of Vaught, and I thought they were going to collide, but it was, millimeters between those trucks.
Look at you with the metric system. I knew you liked it.
Well, we're
Whoops
talking
in the
about
wall.
Canadian wings, and so they used a metric system.
Oh, as we are 3 wide here, you got Bittner, Vaught, and Pope all making it through there alive. Man, this is something that we see a little bit, but haven't seen it in a little while here, and that is absolutely getting freight trained here for Timothy Pope. Once when one car went by, man, it was like the floodgates opened and everybody was trying to get by that 728.
Well, and he did scrape the wall. He did scrape the wall. I think that's what lost him some momentum there. What do you guys think? You think we're gonna see another first-time winner tonight? You got Adamson, so. Dixon, Klafka, French.
3 wide.
Right up here.
Almost 3 wide again.
And Josh Bittner finding his way up and through. Jonathan Osborne now in that position of getting freight trained a little bit here, as George Rincon might be getting stuck on that outside line as well. Oh no, as Bittner goes up, and we're going to have a big wreck here on the front straightaway.
Somebody's got to notify. There we go. Here comes the yellow.
Bittner and Vaught looks like they caught the worst of it. Vaught looks like he was about to go over on his roof.
Yeah, and I think Bittner's actually taking the blame for it, but how happy is Dave Hot Rod Mayberry right now?
Oh, man, yeah, it looks like Bittner just squeezing up into Jonathan Osborne just a little bit there. As I look for a good camera angle. Here we go.
It was netcode there. In my opinion, Brown, if you look at 84 and 81, it almost looked like the netcode situation.
Let's see, drifting up the... Oh, yeah, there was some netcode action going on there. It was still pretty tight, but everybody basically able to get out and around that one. Let's watch that from Ricky Wittenberg's angle here, as I think he ended up getting a pretty good action out of that. See that absolute wad of trucks happening in front of him. Next thing you know, you just see some smoke, and dip, dodge, and dive. The 3 of Austin Paul did the same thing. Same thing with the 28 of George Rincon. Oh, man. But Ricky Wittenberg, he literally had no sight of it until he was literally right up on it.
Well, like you said it, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry got what he needed after pitting way back on lap 73. Got his lap back, he's on the lead lap, and now he gets to pit in with everybody else except for, looks like Burke, Keel, and Pope all stayed out. They pitted around lap 104. So they're going to stay out.
They're gambling.
They're gambling on another caution here within the next 20 or so laps, probably.
Man, that was that got intense there. But netcode, I think, is what occurred there. They were close together, but they definitely were not. Bittner did not come up too quick. I don't personally think. I think it had to do with netcode, which netcode is a computer, I guess, glitch. Something with a program trying to predict something that didn't happen.
It's one of those. It was probably gonna happen, but it happened a little sooner than what it needed to.
So yeah. Pope and Burke just pitted just now with the lap cars. I'm not sure.
No, don't follow your computer. That computer is tied to something that we can't
I
really
just watched
say.
him go.
No, they just went in.
Well, I know, but he's hung up on the computer. Don't follow the computer. Like on Star Wars, you just follow your feelings, Luke.
Turn off your targeting.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little hung up on that.
They came from behind.
Yeah.
They pitted with lap cars. I don't know why, but
they're on the lead lap. It's not going to matter, I don't think.
yeah, they're going to stay on the lead lap.
And you know what? They might be in one of those situations where they've seen the racing that's been happening here up at the front, and I mean, especially if you were Timothy Pope. I mean, you were up there at the front. Next thing you know, you were outside the top 10 just by being freight trained there. So he might think, let's just start back here and let the cautions happen, because I got a feeling we might see another one here.
Here comes Osborne doing the same thing. He just pitted.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. You know what? I think he might have got a penalty because he's already got 5 pits. He might have gotten busted for something.
Wonder if anybody's going to run out of tires here. We only have 6 sets, so we'll see how that plays out. Anything else out on our YouTube, Twitch, or FaceTime, all that stuff? We got anybody?
Well,
commenting?
Ron Dixon did say that gas costs $1.80 a liter Canadian. That's about a quarter of a gallon.
I don't know what a liter.
It's a quarter of a gallon. So take that and multiply it.
But then you're talking about Canadian money. How the hell are you supposed to figure that out?
You multiply it by 0.79.
How do you know this? You don't know anything. How do you know this?
I looked up the conversion rate. He said the beer's actually cheap right now compared to the gas. So that's a great silver lining there.
Well, they're doing that to us just to keep our mouths shut. That pit truck is down, Brown.
The pit truck is down indeed. As Kelly Keel looks to start this one off, green flag waving. He's got Dale Adamson on his outside. Kelly's going to be on some really old stuff here. 15 laps is a big difference here at Dover, and I got a feeling we're going to see that here in just a second. But he's able to get the jump and stay out in front of Dale immediately here at the start, as behind them you got the 202 and the 88, Klafka and French side by side here battling for third. They've got Jack the Ripper Dixon sitting right there behind them. George Rincon and Austin Paul as well, looking very strong, trying to stay up here inside of this top 5. Dale Adamson now making that move on Kelly Keel, looking to the inside down the back straightaway, and he's able to get that pass done, as now Kelly has to fight and try to stay in that top 3 position. Now he's got Justin French and Eric Klafka almost going door to door there down the front straightaway, able to keep it off of each other, but that's going to cost them a little bit of that momentum.
I was going to ask Adam how aggressive the 254 was going to be on the 01 for having 15 lap older tires. I guess I had my answer before we even got a lap in the books here after the caution.
Well, don't ask me. I'm calling pace trucks pit trucks. That's my kind of night.
It happens, man.
Yeah, there's too many words to say.
That's what happens on Crown Night.
Well, it isn't. It actually isn't. Oh, the number 3 just got in the wall.
I saw that all happening right behind the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, who lost a little bit of ground there off of that restart, as Eric Klafka and George Rincon going side by side here. We've seen these two have a little friendly battle here and there at some of these tracks. And right now, that 28 of George Rincon getting the best of that one, able to get around on that outside. And it looks like Eric Klafka getting a little bit of that freight train action here on that inside line.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know if he bowed out or he was just a little slow. Looks like still a lot of shade on the track, so it's 85 degrees, quite a bit cooler than where we started, so it's got to be grippy out there.
I was just looking at it as you said something. We're 3 wide over here.
Well, with Bittner, 84 is on the high line. Looks like he's trying to make that pass.
Yeah, Bittner coming with a full head of steam. Oh, man, that 202 of Justin French wasn't quite clear. That 07, but the 07 had his wits about him, was able to check up and give him that spot. He's going to try to find some of that momentum and get him back for that one, and he does, as Ricky Wittenberg passes all these guys as well up here towards the front. You got Kelly Keel still battling it out for second. He's got the 28 of Rincon and the 84 of Bittner right there behind him. Bittner looking maybe to do a 2-for-1 there, but Kelly closes the door, not able to let him by. Is almost a little bit of contact there between Bittner and the 28.
You see these close door-to-door action, and you think, man, they're just asking for a little net code. But they're doing great out there.
And that they are. All that kerfuffle that went on allowed that 28 of George Rincon find his way around on that outside of Kelly Keel. And Josh Bittner slowly found his way around as well, as Ricky Wittenberg now goes around Kelly Keel trying to get his way back up into a podium spot.
Justin Davidson on YouTube saying, come on, Jonathan Osborne, get back up there, man. I'm sure he's doing everything he can to do that. He's a competitor. Let's get up there and win another race here.
I hate to just focus on these guys in the front, but I mean, that's where all this action is. Bittner's really putting the pressure on Rincon and Adamson.
All these guys hauling absolute tail to catch up to Dale Adamson, and that they have done. You got the 28, the 84 all over that back bumper of the 254, looking to maybe have Dale, the kind of rookie in this league for this season, trying to maybe make him make a mistake, but he's been very solid all night long. As here comes Bittner up the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 254 and the 28. 28 got squeezed up into the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg to slide on through and take over third place.
Bittner's on one hell of a run tonight, up 21 spots. What a run. Peyton McGowan's got to be beside herself.
Oh, as Dale Adamson almost tags that outside wall there again, trying to get that speed back and catch back on up to Josh Bittner here, as now comes Ricky Wittenberg trying to take a part of that opportunity that he has and take over second place here. Now Jack the Ripper Dixon coming back with a full head of steam, looking to take back a top 3 position here.
Tell you what, it'd be something else if we had a first-time winner tonight. I still got my fingers crossed.
Man,
well, who's your first-time winner that you're picking?
I don't know, man. We've seen Dixon do really, really well at some of these cool technical tracks like this one. I don't know. I'd give the 07 a big shot at it, that's for sure.
As Austin Paul making a move here on the 28 of George Rincon and looking to make it move on the 254 of Dale Adamson at the same time, looking up to make the pass on the inside. He's still kind of stuck on that low line. Eventually he's going to run out of momentum, so he's begging to get that run, and he does.
33 had one heck of a run. That's Jess Vaught. He had one heck of a run on Eric Klafka in the 88, and the 81 went with him. They both passed Klafka there for position.
He does. Osborne starting to diamond the corner just a little bit, trying to experiment with different lines, and man, oh man, did he come out of that corner with a crazy head of steam, able to fly right back around Jess Vaught there. Again, not for position, but at least, you know, track position wise and some space. And now Jonathan Osborne got a pretty clear track in front of him here for about half a second, trying to run down Jeremiah Burke and Timothy Pope.
Starting to get intense out here. We got about 60 laps to go. It's just going to get the aggression is starting to ramp up a little bit, I think. The impatience is starting to ramp up a little bit, Adam.
Yeah, it's been intense. Yeah, it's been intense for a while, honestly. Yeah, a lot of aggression, but not a lot of fighting. I want to see more fights and more aggression as this thing, you know, gets in the final quarter of the race.
As the 28 of George Rincon is under attack from the 254 of Dale Adamson, and look who it is up 11 spots, the 29 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, now up into 8th after getting his lap back here with that much needed caution that he was calling out for, and he got it, and he is making ample opportunity of it. You got Jeremiah Burke, Timothy Pope, Jonathan Osborne, and Kelly Keel all with a little battle here fighting for 10th place.
29, man on a mission.
Well, so far he hasn't been hit with the broadcaster curse, so that might be a first. It might be a first. Well, might as well, you know. Club West Racing, 29, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, Toyota.
As Jess Vaught coming down into the pits with what I'm going to assume is probably getting close to maybe his final pit stop of the night. It's going to be a long run here to the end for him as these guys look to continue to tick laps away. Do you think these guys can make it 50 laps on a full tank?
Dude, that is way early. That is way, way early. I'm wondering if Vaught had a problem. I don't see pitting 55 laps early like this.
Oh, 28 is
Hard into the inside wall. He's going to be blocking the track here. Oh, close call. Cars going around trying to dip and dive and dodge around. And everyone able to get back around. No caution here tonight. But he's still going to be slow. He's trying to stay out of that racing line, but hard impact between the 28 and the 254 there.
There we go. That's the advantage of having somebody watching from a blimp view or something up, some big picture camera. Somebody like Lori Vaught in the control room saying, "Okay, looks like everybody's going to get around him." Oh man! He just got wrecked on the front stretch.
Yeah, that should have brought out one maybe, but
he's down there on the apron.
Spin.
Oh man. You had to say something about that broadcaster curse, Turner.
Well, you know what? That's my bad. He got just drilled. That was not cool what happened there. Maybe that'll be a fight.
What happened to Hot Rod there?
Yeah, let's go back and take a look to see what exactly happened to good old Hot Rod. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Pope coming up with a pretty good head of steam. Oh, man. That just ran out of room. I think he got up to that back bumper of the 29 just a little quicker than maybe what he thought there. Because that is something we normally don't see from Timothy Pope. Normally it's a lot of room is given, but man, he flew right up on his back bumper.
And Pope has some left rear damage. I don't know if somebody tagged him during all that or if that was from a previous incident.
Somebody's hit him from behind as all that went down. Well, sorry about that. He was really having a good run, though. Hot Rod Mayberry.
After fighting to get his laps back, now goes a couple laps down again. Still tons of racing left here as we're down to the last 50 laps of this 200 lap bout here at Dover, and man, has it ever been about. These gladiators really taking it to this monster mile. Oh, it's big wreck. Doesn't really. Oh, we're gonna have a caution here for that.
Yep, big wreck in 3. It's a.
Oh man,
I hear some anger on the radio. Oh man, let's see what
14
happened.
of Herzig. Looks like he might have lifted the back end up on the 37. Well, they all blinked out for me. I think that's a problem with my computer.
Because I can
count on mine.
See them.
Yeah, let's watch here. Dustin really slow towards the apron line. Let's see what happens here. The 14 of Herzig gets into the back of him, and that's when they kind of start blinking out a little bit. Oh man. So the 214 gets snagged there. It looks like Dustin really gets rear-ended by the 14. I think really was looking at maybe coming down into the pits. He was kind of slow on that bottom line as the 15 of Green gets tagged as well. And I think the 999 trying to avoid trying to avoid the stuff. He kind of got caught in the middle of the track there and ends up with a little bit of contact. But good gracious almighty.
That was a big one there. There's a lot of trucks involved.
And Christian Nunez joining us over on YouTube saying, "Come on, Jonathan." So Osborne Nation got another follower, right?
It's good to hear. A lot of fans out there for Jonathan. He's solid top 10 at the moment as he's down in pit road.
Is Justin French stayed out there.
Justin French did stay out as Ricky Wittenberg wins that battle off of pit road, followed by Josh Pittner and Jack Dixon. Oh, man, that is a big difference in tires. If you're Justin French, you got to probably come on in because you're just a sitting duck out there.
Yeah, that's 29, 30 lap different tires.
Yeah, 32. And that's if he took tires. His last pit time was a 967, so, man.
Oh, he might have took 2, huh?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
As he's coming down into the pits now. As we have our our 5th caution of the night. So everything's all in all, with one of those cautions. So really, it's the 4th caution caused by a natural incident. So everything's been rolling around pretty good here, and just now as the intensity gets turned up to 11 in these closing laps is when we're starting to finally see maybe a little bit of aggression come out of these guys. And man, there's nothing that says aggression like a great paint job. So how about getting yourself one from D&D Racing Graphics? That is by Mr. Ricky Wittenberg there in that 55 truck. You can go check him out on Facebook and Trading Paints, as he does great paints for any car, truck, or anything with a fairly flat surface. He does a really good job with those things. Week in and week out here with the Vigilante Racing League, you can probably pick out 10, 15 or so drivers, all with paint jobs done by him, and they are all A+ quality work. So definitely go ahead and give Ricky a shout out for that. But also, if you're looking to buy or sell your house, man, go ahead and give him a call at Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee at 423-444-0454. As he's coming down into the pits right now. If you're looking to buy or sell your house in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across the country, he will get you set up with either himself or a realtor that is going to be of good quality and will work for you. Don't do it alone. Go get yourself a great realtor.
I got a question for you guys. We saw this happen earlier with Pope and I think Burke and somebody else, where they pitted with the lap cars. So we just saw Justin French do the same thing. Do you think that maybe the pits weren't open when he came around? And we've seen that sometimes on these short tracks where iRacing does a pretty good job, but sometimes it seems like the pits will be closed until the leader passes it sometimes. And then all of a sudden the pits are open and everybody behind you is going to pit. I wonder if that's what's going on here, because I don't know why Justin French would pit with the lap cars. That doesn't make any sense.
We're also starting to maybe look at some fuel windows here too, right? Because the pace truck comes down, and I mean a good chunk of the field, including Ricky Wittenberg and some of the guys behind him, came back down maybe to top up on that fuel. So maybe they're just trying to get every last ounce of go-go juice that they absolutely can. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, Josh Bittner and Jonathan Osborne find their way up to the front here once again. Oh man, slow restart there for Jonathan. He gets passed by just about everybody, and man, that 4 of Deion Jones, he had to really check up there, as here comes a whole crew of people trying to fight their way up through this field. Looks like we had a mix of lap down trucks and lead lap trucks all up here at the front. So Josh Bittner out in front by quite a long shot. The next car for position is Ricky Wittenberg, and he's got 4 or 5 trucks, in between him and Josh.
Man, some 3 wide action between the Chandler Paul, the 33, and Kelly Keel there for a split second 3 wide. 72 right behind Jeremiah Burke right now. They're trying to make something happen. And 81 is still off pace here. Jonathan Osborne losing 2 more spots.
Yeah, might have snagged that outside wall and might be slowing him down a little bit, taking his time to build that momentum up. He's got to be careful here, though, because he's now got Timothy Pope trying to make a pass on him. Same thing with Eric Klafka, Dale Adamson, Justin French, all right there. America's driver not having the best of nights here. The 2 of Albert Anderson. He's done pretty good staying out of the problems. The problem is he just really hasn't been all that quick trying to catch back on up to get to this lead lap. But man, Josh Bittner using that restart to his advantage. He had absolutely no one around him other than Osborne, who he is now left in the dust. He's got a almost 3-second lead over Ricky Wittenberg right now.
Yeah, and let me ask y'all a question. Why, on the restart, do we have guys that have a lap down or so mixed in with the front pack? That just seems like it could cause some issues. Is that an iRacing deal?
It is, because we saw a lot of these guys come down a second time, kind of towards the end of when we were about ready to go into green. So that might have shooken up the field just a little bit, and at that point it was, iRacing might have said, it's too late. You can't really have people try to catch up now and get laps back or shuffle back to the tail end of the field. So they just kind of had to let them start where they started, and that's what we got here right now. Is you got Chandler Paul trying to hold off Jeremiah Burke in that 753. Timothy Pope is right there lurking as well. Same thing with Justin French trying to fly up through this field. Same thing with that 254. Dale Adamson looking to make up some ground and try to catch back on up to the lead here.
Deion Jones going inside right now on Timothy Pope at 728. Looks like he might make that pass happen.
Yeah, but Deion Jones is sitting there 6 laps down, so getting mixed up in that fray, it's got to be kind of... like white knuckle driving. I wouldn't want to be up there. I'd like to be in the back if I was a few laps down, but that's where we're at right now at this point in time.
As we're closing in almost to the final 30 laps of this race, we still have 23 trucks out there and running. Josh Bittner, man, he is just putting time after time, running almost a full second faster than Ricky Wittenberg around here right now. He's got a 7-second gap, and I think that's just due to Ricky trying to battle through and get past all these lap trucks, as the 257 of Russell Endicott trying to make his way back around and try to get some laps back.
Josh is on a rail. Here's my worry, though, is he pushing it too hard, too soon? Is he going to burn those tires up, and are we going to see Ricky kind of close in on him and try to knock some of this big gap down?
Oh, man, but 8 seconds, it's one of those things. It's such a big gap. He could almost coast it around there and still really not lose any time.
That's a third of a lap. I mean, that's a lot of ground.
As Dale Adamson drives around that 728 of Timothy Pope, now almost creeping up onto that top 5. Dale Adamson looking very strong in that first half of the race, kind of struggled a little bit here in the second half, trying to make up for some of that lost ground. Josh Bittner's gap now 9.5 seconds just about.
Yeah, he's not on cruise control. He's widening the gap.
Yeah, he's running 23.66 compared to Ricky Wittenberg's 24.17. Ooh, doggy.
Hey, he wants that money tonight. I think the winner, 35, 25, and 15 is our purse. So, it's all about the money here with the Vigilante guys.
As that 753 of Jeremiah Burke lets another truck around the 3 of Austin Paul, and saw there the 7 of Russ Kilgore making his way around here, as Dale Adamson now kind of getting under attack by that 72 of Chandler Paul just a little bit, but looks like Dale found some groove and able to drive away once again, as Jack the Ripper Dixon starting to feel a little bit of pressure. He's got the lap truck of Kelly Keel right behind him, but behind that is Justin French in that 202, has looked very strong here tonight, as looks like Jonathan Eric Klafka in that 88 coming down into the pits.
And it didn't look like the guys. Yeah, the guys around him just didn't look prepared. It's kind of close. They tried to dodge him. There's Jeffrey Ottinger has manually disconnected.
He got caught up in one of those, the big one, I think, and kind of ruined his night.
Man, Ottinger, one of those guys, he looked really, really strong. I think it wasn't it last week at Miami, and ended up just, man, having the worst luck and getting involved in one of those late wrecks, and that kind of cost him a pretty solid finish. But one of those rookies this season looking to really make a name for himself, and he has. It just hasn't finished the way he wanted it to, as Justin French and Dale Adamson now catching right on up to that back bumper of the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg, and looking down and to the inside goes Kelly Keel and Justin French there. So Justin French now back up into that top 3, top 2 spot. He's got a lot of work to do, though, trying to make up 12 seconds to catch up to Josh Bittner there.
Yeah, Jack Dixon trying to hold on to 5th right now. Hope I didn't curse him there, but
Seems to be the theme of the night.
I'm telling you, he's doing everything he can to try to stick with these leaders, but yeah, the 07 Jack the Ripper Dixon.
Dustin has some issues right now.
Yeah, I think I saw him dip down to the pits.
Yeah, he's
blown engine, maybe.
Was that him?
down there on the apron. Looks like he's
trying to get there.
Yeah, it looks like he'll get there to the pit lane, as George Rincon looking to the back of Chandler Paul here, trying to get around him to steal 7th away. And looking to the outside, he's got a little pressure there from the 7 of Russ Kilgore, maybe trying to push him right on along, but not quite able to get anything happening here, as Timothy Pope is right in front of them as well. Here comes that 28 around the outside of the 72, trying to make that pass happen, as Dale Adamson is all over the back bumper of Justin French up here for 2nd.
Got some takers. Kelly Keel, Dustin Really in the pits. Jeff Green has been in the pits, so I don't know what everybody's strategy is here, but there may be some more takers here as we're running on lap 170, coming up on 178.
These guys are going to have to pit again. How much longer do these leaders stay out? Are they just got their fingers crossed, hoping for a caution, because they're going to need one? The longer they stay out, the more time they're going to lose.
As Josh Bittner, I think he sees that he has an 8-second gap, so he's just going to peel on down pit road now. If he does that and he has some fresh tires, man, he's going to be really, really quick. So that's going to give that lead back to Justin French and Dale Adamson. Now, if you're these two who did last pit on lap 153 and 154, do you try to risk it and save as much as you possibly can to avoid, going that 2 laps down, or at least, the lap and a half that you go down from pitting under green flag here? Or are you thinking about coming in and not even risking it?
I wouldn't even know what to do here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm in that boat.
I'd hate to just give up positions, but if you're going to run out of fuel or tires, I mean, there's not much of a choice.
Ooh, as the 202 and the 254 got as close as you possibly could without fitting a piece of paper between them, and that has caused a little bit of an issue there for Dale. He ended up backing out and maybe getting out of his rhythm just a little bit. So he's now going to try to follow Kelly Keel down and around through the bottom side. He will. So Dale Adamson back up into the lead here. And, man, it's one of those where they know the gap to English. The gap to Bittner was so large that if they came back down into the pits to get that fuel, to get those tires, man, if everything cycled back around, they're just handing Bittner that win.
And look, you said 8 seconds, but right before he pitted, it was almost 12 seconds. It was insane. It was a half a lap lead. So, I mean, yeah, man, use that. And now that he's got these good tires, these guys are going to fall off really, really quick. Bittner's running 24 10s. The leaders are running
24-7, 24-8.
24-7. 6/10 or so a lap is going to add up really, really fast. These are short laps.
That they are. However, we only have 17 of those short laps left. Who has the fuel? Who has the tires? And who has the guts here to finish this one out in front? Dale Adamson currently leading Justin French by just about a second. So maybe Justin French in that save mode, willing to give up the time and space as of right now, just trying to make it to the end here, as Ricky Wittenberg as well trying to stay out there and save a little bit of that fuel. He's riding around in third right now. George Rincon, he's been doing a great job out there. He's trying to hunt down Timothy Pope a little bit here, currently in a top 5 fifth, but maybe looking to try to increase that, as Mike Adamson in that 51 is trying to chase down the 72 at Chandler Paul.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way these guys pitting at lap 154 or 153, they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it. No.
That's going to be the key here, and that's the cool thing about the strategy with these guys. And maybe they're, yeah, and we don't know what's going on there in the team chats. They probably have, everybody has a plan. It's just we'll see whose plan works out best tonight.
Oh, as Dustin really has not come back out onto the racetrack, so I wonder if Dustin Really's night is done for him. So 22 trucks remain here at Dover. 13 laps remain. Timothy Pope now really feeling the pressure from that 28 of George Rincon.
And there's a lot of pressure all over the track. Jeff Spott's getting passed by Kelly Keel.
Yeah,
Austin
he
Paul.
lifted real big right there behind Chan the man, but he'll go ahead and take that position now. That's kind of like a little pick.
Well,
almost,
and Jess he's quite a few laps down, so I think he might have been getting out of the way.
yeah. He's got a win already on the season.
Jess has a couple of wins on the season.
He's got a couple of wins.
Or
now?
no, he only has the one. Excuse me.
Okay.
Trying to think back. No, it's Pope and Bittner both have a couple wins here already. As someone we talked about a little bit at the beginning of this race, the 221 of John Ellis looked really strong, but getting involved in one of those incidents, man, really cost him. Been fighting to get back all race long. He's back up into 12th, trying to chase down and get it back up into a top 10 here, being currently third in the points without a win. As here comes Justin French having a little bit of attack by Ricky Wittenberg in that 55. Man, Ricky Wittenberg, I think, sees how many laps are left, how much laps of fuel he's got left, and is willing to push it just a little bit, or Justin French is just saving a little bit more.
Yep. Not too many trucks on the lead lap. Klafka's in the wall on the front stretch. Yep. The 01 to Kiel will get around him. Yeah, only 10 trucks on the lead lap. That's where you're going to see the most aggression here as we wind down. We've got less than 8 laps to go.
Oh, something like that. As here comes Klafka looking to the inside of Osborne now, and it looks like he will be able to steal that spot away. And here comes Ricky Wittenberg with a full head of steam. Big ol' run on Justin French. Side by side they go through turns 3 and 4. But that outside line that Justin French was on just had a little bit more momentum than Ricky Wittenberg, who's now looking back to the inside here again. And who knows, maybe Ricky Wittenberg there saw that he wasn't going to quite make it, so he pushed in that clutch just a little bit, saved that little bit of extra fuel, and get that momentum back and make the pass there. So Ricky Wittenberg up into second.
Breaking news, Dustin Really joining us on the YouTube says he blew a right front. He said bad night for him. He'll try again next week, but he's got a set of tires for sale.
And don't look now. You got Timothy Pope flying up past Justin French. Justin French losing a lot of positions here with 6 laps remaining. George Rincon now looking to do the same thing. He saw how Timothy Pope did it. He's going to try to set him up to make a pass here. As Jack the Ripper Dixon looking to try to catch on up to Jeremiah Burke here. as George Rincon able to get around Justin French. Mike Adamson in that 51 coming down into the pits here late.
A couple of these guys.
Oh, here comes the leader, Dale Adamson, coming down into the pit. So maybe he was not going to make it at all. So that leaves the question here for Wittenberg, Pope, Rincon. All these guys that have still stayed out, are they going to make it? Because apparently it looks like Dale Adamson did not save enough. So, man, we got that fuel strategy game going on big time here tonight.
This is Bittner's to lose, I think. I think all these guys that pitted 154, 153, I don't think any of them are going to make it. Unless they're been shutting the motor off.
Well, and we don't know what they've been doing, so...
That's right.
Man, that's a fuel mileage race. We haven't seen one of these in a while.
No, as now Timothy Pope has still got that George Rincon 28 in his rearview mirror. Same thing with the 01 of Kelly Keel, who's a lap down, and the 51 of Mike Adams, who just came out of the pits trying to maybe make up a little bit of ground here with 2 laps remaining. Does Ricky Wittenberg have enough to finish this one here in the lead, picking up his first win here in the Vigilante Racing League? Oh, here comes that 720 of Pope on the outside, side by side through turns 3 and 4. Pope's going to be able to take that position. Man, did Pope have enough fuel as the white flag comes out? No more cautions here tonight. Oh, man, Ricky Wittenberg going really slow. I think he's barely got enough to get back to this checkered line. That 728 of Timothy Pope, man, saving for centuries here all race long, looking like he's going to have enough to finish this race up here in the lead as he comes through turns 3 and 4 with a massive wad of trucks behind him, and he will come across the line with the win. George Rincon in second with Ricky Wittenberg in third, Jeremiah Burke in fourth, Jack the Ripper Dixon in fifth, and Josh Bittner, who pitted just to make sure he could make it, made it all the way back up into sixth.
Ricky's got to be out of gas. He's out of fuel. He's back.
I didn't see these guys making it. I didn't see these guys making it, but somehow these top, 5 trucks and Austin Paul finishing in 7th. Somehow they did it. Somehow they were able to save that fuel. Wow.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Ricky Wittenberg, he did not, but he still got him a podium finish. We'll have to ask him about how that was at last lap with no fuel.
We got a truck pushing Ricky Wittenberg right now to get him back around to the start finish for a photo.
Yeah, while they're doing that, let's go ahead and pick the random draw driver of the day. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3 out of the 22 trucks that were still running at the end of this race. Tonight's lucky winner is the 33 of Jess Vaught, finishing in 18th.
Awesome. And your super fan of the race tonight is Ron Dixon on Facebook. Thank you, Ron Dixon, for participating in tonight's race. You are the fan of the race. Let me send a message to the admin so they know what's going on with that.
And Ricky finally got pushed to the start-finish line for the photo.
Yeah, that he did. So let's get these interviews underway. We will start off with tonight's third place finisher, and that is Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, who somehow managed to sneak enough fuel line into that truck through all those roll bars to just finish here tonight in third, man. We weren't expecting this one to come down to fuel mileage, and that is exactly what it came down to.
Yeah, guys, I had told my team on that last caution that I thought that if we really went into super save mode, we could maybe make it. And I knew I would sell my soul to Satan right now for an extra half a lap of gas, because I knew Pope was coming, and I still had to back off. I knew I didn't have enough, and I ran out of gas in 3 on the last lap.
I had Bittner all the way there the last couple of laps. I thought, man, he did the right thing. He pitted and topped off. I said, there's no way these top few drivers are going to make it. But a couple of those guys, they did it. They saved it, and even you right there running out right when you did. It's awesome to see a league that not only incorporates tracks like this, like Dover, that eats up tires, but the limited tire sets and limited fuel capacity really makes it so fun to watch. You had us guessing the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun race all around. I felt like I had pretty good speed. I thought I was top 3 speed anyway, and but I knew that it was probably going to come down to strategy. And Bittner was faster than me. Pope's always faster than me, and George he's so good at gas saving. So I figured when he pitted with 1 to go, also that he could make it. And I don't know. I was from the very drop of the green flag on that last run, I was trying to save, but I just come up about a half a lap short.
Yeah, and you look like I don't know how that feeling was when you're pretty much out of fuel and you've seen those guys pass. It couldn't have been good, but hey, you stuck it out. You still got a top 3, so hey, congrats. And you have any shout outs or anything anybody you want to talk to before we let you go?
Yeah, just my Omega Racing teammates, Josh, Jack, Austin Chandler, and Eric Klafka. We all practice together and try to come up with strategies that'll help all of us different ways. And I thought tonight we had a pretty good strategy, and all of us was fast. I think at one time we were 1 through 5. So I'm pleased. I'm happy that we was all good. We was all fast, and we work well together. And I'm just lucky to have a lot of fast guys around me to prop up the old man.
Well, man, you did a great job here tonight. Definitely showing that pace. Getting home with a 3rd place finish in the money. Ricky, congratulations, man. Good luck next week.
All right, thanks, guys. See you at Rockingham.
Oh, that's right. Rockingham. Throwback week next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as we start to move up this leaderboard, we'll talk to our 2nd place finisher here tonight. That's that 28 of George Rincon. Man, George, comes down to fuel mileage, but also you were able to keep that 28 truck clean all race long, man. And I mean, not that it was a caution-filled race. Normally these things can get pretty brutal, but everything worked out for you here in the end.
Yeah, I was wasn't happy with my qualifying run. I didn't really want to be that deep in the field, but that's the way it turned out. But yeah, the cards fell my way tonight. I mean, for some people they just don't. For sometimes they do, and they did. The cautions came out. Perfect timing for me. My whole strategy of the race was I was going to race the racetrack, and that was it. And if you take a look, if you're able to see, I pretty much made no contact with anybody of my doing. I got contact, and I'm going to deal with it, but that'll be down the road. But I'm happy with the 2nd place to finish 2nd to Pope and Jess and Kelly and all these guys in here that are just so good. I'm super happy right now.
And George, you only had 4X the whole damn race. We only had 1 truck. That was the 14 of John Herzig that actually got DQ'd because of incident points. But yeah, man, yeah, you said it. Keeping it clean is almost everything at a track like this. You race the track. How are the tires feeling? Fall off is something that's really kind of crazy at Dover. It happens really fast. Where was the sweet spot? Like, where did you feel the best on these tires?
For me, it's entering high and diamonding the corner, pretty much. I tried running that bottom line like Jess did in practice, and I just couldn't get the tires from not burning up. And the problem with that is you're a half second off to start with. So the guys running the bottom are running half a second faster, so you need long green flag runs in order for those tires to catch up and then start passing the guys that are up in the front. Fortunately, this race, it worked for me. But like I said, I went into the race deciding that I was going to race the racetrack. I wasn't going to race anybody, just the racetrack, and see where I come out of this thing. And when it started getting to the end there, and I'm like, I was a little short on fuel, so I had to save. I think I saved a little bit too much, but actually I ran out across the finish line, so I guess I didn't save a little too much. I saved right on. But yeah, super happy about it. Thanks to Jess and Lori for putting this on. All the competitors. It's a great group of guys. Obviously, you know, and my teammates too. Mike Everidge, I don't know, he's got something wrong, I think, with his wheel or something, because he was burning up the tires big time, and we were trying to work with him, and he just couldn't get it to stop. And John Ellis, he had a great truck. He probably had a winning truck, and unfortunately, a mistake by him coming down pit road is basically cost him. And at that point, I simply told him the same thing: John, just stay in it, don't back out, race the racetrack, and you'll get a decent finish. And I think he ended up somewhere in 10th or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look at the standings, but yeah, great night. Really happy.
13th is where John Ellis
13th.
finished down. Yeah.
Okay. So it could have been a lot worse for him, but yeah, it was good. I'm really happy. And thanks to Ricky, too, I know Ricky puts a lot of money into this thing and sets up practices and stuff. Thanks to Jack Dixon, too, who set up a practice. I think Bittner set up a practice this week. So thank you to him, too, and all the guys that came out for practice. It really helps when we can all run together, run side by side, and race each other and know, you know, how we can race each other. Those practices are really important.
It's really fun to watch, and congratulations.
Thank you.
If you're racing the track, you did a great job, because there was other things going on out there on the track. So
Yes.
really good job by you. P2 is not bad, so good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you guys, too, for the broadcast. It's something nice for me to watch either tonight with my whiskey or tomorrow morning with my coffee.
Well, man, I got a feeling tonight might deserve one of those whiskeys. A heck of a drive from you there, George, and we wish you the best of luck here the rest of the season here, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's head on down to our random draw winner here tonight, and that is that 33 of Jess Vaught, who was looking very strong here tonight, just getting caught up really in one incident there. And after that, man, it's so hard to get laps back at a short track like this, and that's just kind of where he kind of fell here.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in tonight. I feel like I lost this race on lap 74 when I pitted in from the lead, and then the caution came out right after that. And then I'm back in the pack running about 12th, and I got caught into other people's issues on two different occasions, and that's kind of how my night went.
That's kind of the sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, and yeah, we've seen you so strong at so many tracks, and we saw you really strong early. It's just one of those things, man. It just didn't go your way tonight. What are you looking forward to next week as y'all go to Rockingham?
Yeah, I feel pretty good at Rockingham, so I'm looking forward to it, and it's throwback weekend as well, so I'm looking forward to checking out the paint schemes, and yeah. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah, the paint schemes are going to be fun. You know, you didn't finish where you wanted to, but hey, you got a little bit of money, so that's a consolation prize. And good race tonight. I thought it was fun racing all the way through 200 laps. That's a long time, and we watched a lot of cool battles. And I think y'all put on a show tonight.
Yeah, I think we extended it out a little bit because you can get around this joint in about 25 seconds, so it makes it pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like the racing was probably good for the broadcast at least. Yeah, my disappointment comes in the fact that if you're going to compete with Pope, you can't have nights like this, and I think that's where I'm mostly disappointed at. Otherwise, the race was, I want to say fun, but not after lap 74.
Well, man, it's races like these where you just can't let it get to you. You know, it's I know we've all had them, and it's definitely a struggle, especially in a season as long as this. You really want to have it on every single night, but you know, at the end of the day, all that matters is making it to that final race with a shot. And man, you're still in a pretty good spot. Got all those drop weeks left, man. Still hard fought to get that 18th place, and it's just got to hang your hat on that one. Got any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, as always, to the drivers of this league. You know, they come out every week, man, and they show up and they stay in the race even whenever they have bad luck. So I appreciate them for that. And of course, my team, Vigilante Force, and Lori for everything she does. And thanks to you guys for the broadcasting.
Awesome. Well, yes, thank you, Jess and Lori. We look forward to seeing you guys next week at Rockingham with Throwback Week.
All right, guys, take care.
Thank you, guys.
All right, and now on up to tonight's race winner, and that's going to be that 728 of Mr. Timothy Pope, who we haven't seen up here in a little bit of while. Tim, congratulations on picking up the win here at Dover. But boy, we're going to have to send your truck out to tech inspection for some extra fuel lineage or the diameter of that line, because it looked like you had a little bit of extra fuel more than these guys.
Yeah, done a number on saving. It worked out pretty good.
Yeah, you don't have any gasoline up in the roll bar or any of that kind of stuff, like some old Smoky Unique type tricks?
I can't tell you.
Well, it's great. It's great watching you run tonight. Great job on saving gas. Dover's one of them tracks where they took it down to 60% fuel. So either fuel's going to get you or tires are going to get you. It looks like you managed tires pretty well too. You held grip in it. We did see the track temperature drop quite a bit. Did you feel the grip kind of coming to you with the shade? I know you had a great long run car.
No, I really couldn't tell the difference because I was saving so much on the tires, trying to save the tires as much as I could because I knew we'd probably go green for a while on about all the runs.
Well, whatever happened, you had it all figured out, and that's not a surprise. I think you had a little issue early, but thankfully it was early, and you finished these guys off kind of in Timothy Pope fashion. Another victory. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say sorry to Chandler Paul. I squeezed him a little hard there, and that's what caused that wreck. Looked like we neck coated there, so I think that was my fault on that one.
Hey, talk about next week a little bit too. Rockingham Throwback Week. Have you raced much at Rockingham in the trucks? If not, you're going to do some practicing. What do you think about it?
I don't remember if I've done trucks here. I've done some super late models in them. I think I have run a race in trucks. I'm not for sure.
Well, at least you're familiar with the track somewhat, so I guarantee that's going to give you a leg up on some of the guys, because I think there's some cats in this field that probably hadn't raced there yet, especially some of y'all's rookie class.
Yeah, probably so. I know it's real bumpy, and that's going to wreak havoc.
And we cannot wait for that one. Well, Tim, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. You got any shout-outs or anything like that before I let you go?
Vigilante for putting races on in Nowski Nation.
Awesome, Tim. Well, congrats, and good luck next week and the rest of the season here, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, and with that is the race in action done here from Dover. And man, it was action-packed from green flag to checkered.
I really enjoyed this one, and it ended up there was only 7 trucks rather, on the lead lap. So, hey, that's one of the things you get when you have admin throwing cautions, and you don't get quite as many cautions. You don't get as many chances to get a lap back. But hey, that just means you got to be extra careful and maybe put in a little bit of extra practice to try to maintain some track position.
Yeah, fun race, man. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next one.
Oh, yeah, Rockingham will be a spectacular show. Well, while we wind things down from Delaware, let's go ahead and talk about our final official results, with Timothy Pope picking up the win here for that 728 machine. Started off up at the front and finishing off up at the front. Man, talk about a great win. You had that 28 of George Rincon, also up 13 spots. Great run from him, able to walk away with a second place finish. The 55 of Ricky Wittenberg also finished really good up there in third. You had that 753 of Jeremiah Burke fight through this field quite a few times, able to finish in fourth. The 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon had a really solid night, and it comes to a close with a top 5 finish for him. The 84 of Josh Bittner is going to be your hard charger of the day, up 16 spots to finish in 6th place. Being smart and coming down into pit road as he did not have enough fuel to finish there. The 3 of Austin Paul is able to walk away with a 7th place finish, with the 72 of Chandler Paul walking away with an 8th place. So the Pauls coming in 7th and 8th. Not too bad there. You had Dale Adamson in the 254, just not have quite enough fuel to make it to the end there as we were closing in on the final 10 laps. So he's going to get a solid 9th place finish, with Mike Adamson rounding out tonight's top 10 for that 51 machine.
The 01 of Kelly Kill will finish in 11th place. The 88 of Eric Klafka finishing in 12th, as we got the rally train in the background there. The rally train, of course, brought to you by Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. So thank you for the rally train interrupting everybody's post-race activities here. But Eric Klafka finishing in 12th. The 221 of John Ellis finishing in 13th place. Justin French in the 202 Miller Light Machine finishing in 14th. Jonathan Osborne in the 81. Looks like he was one of those guys to beat, but had some bad luck there late and finished in 15th place. The Polish Prince, Brian Jelonsky in the 17, finishing in 16th place. America's driver, Albert Anderson in the 2, finishing in 17th. Jess Vaught in the 33, your lucky draw driver tonight. Not where he wanted to finish out there on the track, 5 laps down, finishing in 18th place, but there's always next week. The 257 of Russell Endicott, one of those guys, he did not finish where he wanted to either, back in 19th place. Dave Hot Rod Maybury in the 29. He did catch that caution when he needed it to get some tires and fuel, but involved in a couple incidents late. Old Hot Rod's going to round out your top 20.
Number 4, Deion Jones, 21st. Number 7 of Russ Kilgore, 22nd. 37 of Dustin Reilly, 23rd. 214 Jeffrey Ottinger, 24th. 14 of John Herzig, 25th. 15 of Jeffrey Green, 26th. Jeff Snyder in the 999 truck, 27th. And at the back end there, Michael Everidge had it sound like an equipment issue in 82 truck in 28th place.
And with that, we thank you all for tuning in and watching this Vigilante broadcast from Dover, Delaware. Man, that Monster Mile really took a piece out of all these trucks. But you are all here to enjoy and watch it with us. And we thank you guys, because you are the reason why we do this week in and week out. Also, big thank you to D&D Racing Graphics. That is Mr. Ricky Wittenberg's kind of little side business going on there. If you take a look at 10, maybe 15 of these trucks every single night, man, he does a great job with these paint schemes, and he can do the same thing for you. Just reach out to him over there on Facebook and Trading Paints and get yourself a A+ quality paint done by him. You can also go check out his real business if you're looking to buy or sell your house, whether that's in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across the 50 states of America. You can give Ricky a call at 423-444-0454 at Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee, and get yourself a good quality realtor that you can trust and you will get along with, as buying or selling a house is something you do not want to do alone. Definitely get some help. With that, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off here for tonight, everybody. Have a good one.
We gone.
Yeah.